For today, guys, those of you that didn't finish that bottom yet, we'll get to it. We're going to do double number lines. A double number line is just another way for us to show a ratio. So we did tables, so that I kind of think of this as basically a table turned on its side. Okay, what we're doing is comparing two ratios with two different units on the same number line by putting them on top of each other. So the true definition of double number line is a visual model used to compare ratios with two different units. Two horizontal lines are drawn with marks crossing both, with each number line numbered by its portion of the ratio. So that's really what we're looking at. I gotta make sure the recording's still going. Looks like it.
Recording.
So what we see here is we're comparing miles and hours, right? So you have a constant rate, 60, 120, 80, 180, 240. Constant rate on the bottom, 0, 1, 2, 3. So what we're really doing is comparing miles to hours. Really simple, right, Mary?
So it's just like a ratio table but with lines instead.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly. It's just like a ratio table with lines instead of the whole boxes. Okay? And we'll do a few problems today where you can see, well, this will be really beneficial. But the big benefit, guys, to a double number line is finding numbers that are in between the ratios that they've given us. So like if I needed to see how long it took me to drive 330 miles. If I have a ratio table, that's kind of hard because I don't have an extra entry for that. But if I'm looking at here, I can say, well, 330 is halfway between 300 and 360, right? So what would be halfway between 5 and 6?
30 minutes.
5.5 hours, or 5 hours and 30 minutes. So 5.5 hours. Okay? So this really, right here, is really the big benefit to your double number line, guys. Finding those intervals that are in between our marked intervals in the ratio table. And we'll get more practice on that. One big thing I want to hit today, because we've done it and I haven't really given you the definition, and that's defining your variables. Get used to doing this now. This will literally take you all the way up through calculus. Your algebra teachers are going to be very grateful if you guys can develop the habit right now of defining your variables. Basically, all it is before I assign a variable to a number, I'm going to assign a label so I know what it represents. For example, if I'm looking at my double number line, I have miles and hours. But now if I want to make them a variable, two of the most common ones we're going to use, and you'll see this again all the way through calculus, are x and y. Just so you guys know, if I am doing a double number line, my x value is always going to be the top one. My y value is always going to be the bottom one. For those of you not adding this to your notes, if I'm writing it on the board, you should add it in your notes. Okay? The other way, the format that we've shown you so far is in tables. Whenever I have a table, my first value is my x, my second value is my y. Okay? So get used to translating these tables and ratios into x and y. If you can get used to that habit now, it's going to make it even easier for you as we continue to move forward. The next one, an equation. An equation is a mathematical sentence that includes an equal sign. That should just be and, not and. So it includes an equal sign. So when we've talked so much about math being a translation of English, a foreign language, well, our math sentence is an equation. You know you have an equation because you see the equal sign. One of the other tasks we're going to work on today, guys, is building equations from our ratio tables. It's actually relatively easy to do, and I'm going to add a fourth line on here for you. But the first thing we're going to do is determine which column I am solving for. I need to define my variables, make sure that I have somewhere what the x and y are, putting the variable you are solving for by itself. So what I'm solving for is going to be on one side of my mathematical sentence, or my equation. The other side of the equation is going to be the value from the column you are starting from over the value from the other column. In other words, whatever my first number or my first entry in that column is. I'm going to multiply the variable for the other column by this variable, whichever one it is. And then number 4, and this is one I actually developed after developing these notes. This is going to be an easy thing to help you remind you what to do. So easy, it should make you smile. You'll see in a minute. For now, just write it down. Okay, so it's so easy, it should make you smile. It is kind of cheesy, but wait till you see it. Then you're going to understand. Yes, Bubbles, it's just like you. Cheesy as can be. Okay, now let's look at our example problem. And this is where we'll kind of pull all this stuff in together. So recipe calls for 1 cup of white sugar and 3 cups of brown sugar. Make a table comparing them. So here's my task. So what's going to be in my first entry on the table? Michael? Oh, so close. That's actually my second entry.
0.
No? Yes. Awesome! White sugar. So I'm going to use my variable W, and my other one is going to be B. So defining our variables just over here, I'm going to write W equals white sugar. And I'm going to put a C for cups. And B is brown sugar. With a C again for cups. So guys, one other big advantage to this, now that my variables have been defined for this problem, I can use these variables for anything that I want to do in this problem. Okay, then, who was it? Michael, what's my next entry? 1, and what goes under the brown? 3. Then, Bo?
2, you're 6.
How did you get that?
Because I'm smart.
Now I need even more explanation.
Times 2.
Times 2, okay. So you're doing it, you're looking at it from a multiplicative nature. So then what would I do on my next column? Yes?
6. No, 6, 9.
How'd you get 6, 9?
6, 9. 6?
What am I going to do on the next one?
Times 6 is 3.
Times 3, but what am I timesing by 3?
Oh.
Remember, we always go back to our initial value. So 3 times 1 is?
3.
And 3 times 3 is?
9.
9. You see where you were making the mistake? Okay, so my next entry is going to be? You. What am I multiplying by? 4. So 4 times 1 is? 4. 4 times 3 is? 12. My last entry will be times 5. Gives me 5 and 15. Everybody clear on those? You guys feeling good about these tables now? We've done enough of them?
Yes.
Good.
Yo, this is easy.
Now that we've got you comfortable with that, let's really rock your world. And now we're going to make some equations. So, let's go to our building equations from a ratio table. Notes. Here's what's going to happen, guys. I'm going to start with what I want to solve for. So let's say I want to solve for white sugar. So if I'm going to start here, that's the first thing I write down. W equals. So, determine which column I'm solving for, it goes by itself. So the W is by itself, meaning it's alone on this side of my equation. Now I'm going to do the other side, which is going to be the value from the column I'm starting in, the 1, over the value from the other column, 3. And then I'm going to multiply it by my other variable, B. So why do I say it's so easy you can make you smile? Look what we did. We just made a nice big smile, didn't we?
Oh, that's creepy. That's not.
Okay? So, literally, all we have to do, guys, where we start equals this over this times this. So what if I wanted to solve for brown sugar? Now we're just going to start at the B. Guys, please stop the chatter. If you've got questions, raise your hand. Now we're going to go the other, hold on just a second, right? Now we're going to go the other way. So I'm going to start with the B, B equals the value under it, so now I'm going this way, 3 over 1, and then I end up my other variable, which is a W. So now I'm going this way. Okay? I always simplify, right?
Yes.
So can I simplify 3 over 1? Yes, that would just be
1 over 1.
3. 3 divided by 1 is 3. So easy it should make you smile. Literally all I'm doing is starting here, making a smile, going to the other side, guys. Yes, Mary.
So for X and Y,
Uh-huh.
could you, so for, if you're doing a chart like that, so which one will go first?
X is always first, so that's always X, this is always Y. Good following. Any other questions?
Does that say 3W or 3W?
Says 3W. B equals 3W. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and open up your modules. Now, I do have some good news for you, because normally we'd open up to page, whoa, hello.
What is this?
Oh, we are doing this one. Page 50, 50. Should be page 50. Let's see, do you want to start them or you want me to do this one? Yeah.
This is on page 50. What page?
Are you in module 1 or module 2?
Wait, what is it? 1.
Look on the upper right.
Page 50 is module.
Page 50.
Page 47.
My bad. Page 46. 47, yes.
42. Right.
No, 47.
False advertising.
50 starts lesson 12. My bad.
False advertising.
Hey guys, we're going to go ahead and mark our text. So the amount of sugary beverages Americans consume is a leading health concern. For a given brand of cola, a 12-ounce serving of cola contains about 40 grams of sugar. Yeah, it's true. Complete the ratio table using the given ratio to find equivalent ratios. So they gave us a table here, so we're going to have to take a look at this table and figure out what values are missing. So this one, we've done some examples like this where we had to go simplify and expand, right? So let's do both. Let's simplify first. So how would I simplify this? What should I divide by? What do you think, Mikey? Are you even on the right page?
Oh, I had like
Kevin?
4.
Let's do 2. We couldn't do 4. I'm glad you saw that. But for ease of use, we're going to divide by 2. So if I divide that by 2, that's going to get me a 6 and a 20. So then what would be my next entry? If my start value was 620, then I do 1240. What's my next entry going to be, Big N? How'd you get that? Okay, so he took our initial values and he saw I was adding 6, adding 6, adding 20, adding 20. Anybody still struggling with this piece of it? Andreas? Is he in module 2? Look in the upper right. Does it say 6-2? If you're in 6-2, that's module 2. You need to go back to 6-1. You got it.
Is this the font?
Okay, is there anything else I need to do?
What is this?
Divide by 2.
Okay. I saw what you did. So you're not
Okay, so now we're going to take this table and we're actually going to make a double number line out of it. So we see a 1-liter bottle of cola contains approximately 34 fluid ounces. How many grams of sugar would be in a 1-liter bottle of the cola? There's our question. Explain and show how to arrive at the solution. So we've got a couple pieces we need to do on this. Explain and show how. First off, we're going to go ahead and take our ratio table and turn this into a double number line. So to do that, this one they've already done sideways for us, so it makes it really simple. I'm just going to have my C is my cola and my S is my sugar. So define my variables. C is cola in ounces. S is sugar in grams. Okay? To make our double number line, all we're doing literally is drawing two number lines that are parallel to each other. On those two number lines that are parallel to each other, I'm just going to make crosshatches to show where we're going. Where should I start? What should be my first entry? Good job, Braden. I'm actually shocked that both classes so far have gotten this. Anytime I'm starting a number line, guys, we should always start our number lines at 0. At least until we get into negative numbers, which will be more next year. So then my next entry, now I'm going to do is draw a crosshatch. And really all I'm doing, guys, is putting in the values from the table. So what's the first value for cola? 6. What's the first value for sugar? 20. And that's my number lines. Then my next one. So my next entry was 12 and
40.
Good. So we'll just keep going. My next entry, 1860. Have I hit 34 fluid ounces yet?
No.
Nope. So now I need to extend it. So just keep going. 18, then it's going to go 24 and 80. Then it's going to go 30 and 100. Still haven't hit it, so I'm going to extend my number line a little bit further. Then we're going to go 36 and 120. Okay, so I'm finally above the one I need, right? Because 34 is going to be somewhere in that 30 to 36 interval. Everybody good so far?
No, wait, no.
You haven't even started drawing yours yet.
Because I can't see that. Yeah, I couldn't see it.
You guys always have that computer there. You've got one straight across from you.
Oh, yeah, true.
There's another screen right behind you.
Sorry, smart.
Plenty of options. Thanks for calling me fat, though.
Whoa.
Mr. Mueller, you're so fat, I can't even see the screen, you're so fat.
Who said that?
Like, I'm bigger than this whole screen? Please, I ain't that big. Goodness.
You guys are so mean.
I know, aren't they?
Calling someone fat is rude. Bro, you are the one.
Okay, any questions on how we drew our double number line? Pretty easy, especially if you're doing an operation table, right? They basically gave us everything we needed. Haley? We will be, but don't worry about it yet. Okay, now here's the key point piece, guys. Here's where double number lines honestly are helpful, because if I just had my ratio table, I would have this big gap between 30 and 36 and not really know what to do with it. But by doing this as a double number line, I can now say, wait, okay, I need 34. So 34 would be right about here, wouldn't it? Okay, so 34, how many spaces are there between 30 and 36? No. 6. How many are there between 30 and 34? 4. So now I can start to set up what we call a proportion. So I know I want one that is 4 of the 6 spaces away, right? Can I simplify that? Yes, that would be what? Good, so that's going to be 2/3. But I actually want the 2/3 between 100 and 120, don't I? Okay? So what I need is what number is going to be 2/3 of the difference between 100 and 120, which is 20. From here, because I had 30 to 34 is 4 spaces, because that's what I had for my number, right? But my ratio said 30 to 36, so that's 6 spaces. So it's 4 of the 6 spaces in between there that I went. Okay? Make sense? So I also know I'm going 4 of the 6 spaces on the bottom, but I don't know what each individual space is, do I? So let's figure that out real quick. So I know I've got 20 spaces between 100 and 120. Is everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Okay? But I need to divide this into thirds, don't I? So if I do 20 and divide that by 3, that's going to go 6 times and leave me 2 left over, which we can now do as a fraction. So that 2 spaces, or 1/3 of the way, would be 6 2/3. But I need 2 of them, don't I? So I need to double that. So 6 2/3 times 2 I'll do the math properly this time. I took a shortcut last time. So that's 20 thirds times 2 over 1 gets me 40 thirds, which simplifies down to 13. Easy for me to see. 13 and 1/3. Okay, how many of you guys are good with fractions? Raise your hands if you feel comfortable with fractions. Okay, hands down. For those of you not comfortable with fractions, here's what just happened. I took my 20 and divided by 3. I had 6 times, there was 2 left over. I can now make that a fraction because we're not doing remainders anymore, guys. We're in middle school math now, so we do not do remainders. Instead, that remainder now becomes a fraction. So I had 6, and I have 2 of the 3 that I was dividing by left over. That makes a fraction or a mixed number of 6 2/3. To double that, in order to multiply a mixed number by a whole number, I have to turn it into what we call an improper fraction. I do that by multiplying my denominator by the whole number and then adding the numerator. So that becomes 6 times 3, which was 18, plus 2 gave me 20 over 3. Any whole numbers I put over 1, and then I just multiply straight across. 20 times 2 is 40. 3 times 1 is 3. When I actually do that math, 3 is going to go into 14 13 times with 1 left over. So what did I just find out? That 2/3 that I just moved here, so in other words, I broke this into 3 spots. My first one would have been 6 2/3, so that would have been 106 2/3. My next one is 2 of them put together, or 13 1/3. So this is 113 1/3 down here associated with my 34. Raylan?
Oh, what is that next to the one?
Yeah, what is this?
It's a 3 that wouldn't write because there's a dead spot on my board right there. Oh, there it went. I don't know why it worked that time. Probably because I moved it up. Okay, so now we just put this into a full sentence answer. There would be 113 1/3 grams of sugar in 1 liter of cola. It is a lot, but that's actually true. If you're not drinking a diet drink, that's pretty accurate.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, lots of celery.
Alright. Oh my god. What is this?
Okay, so does everybody feel okay going a ratio table to a double number line?
Yeah.
You understand, looking at your problem, figuring out which interval you're going to be in between on your double number line.
Is this a 1?
1 liter, yes. Okay? So honestly, guys, the hardest part of this, and I don't know why Engage New York does this to us, they should have given us numbers, since I'm introducing a new concept that didn't end up with all these fractions. But hopefully you see the concept is figure out how far the interval is, because I need to go that same amount on the next interval.
Okay.
That's really what it breaks down to. I apologize for the bad numbers.
Bad number. What is that thing?
What is what thing?
It says there would be 11.
There would be 113 1/3 grams of sugar in 1 liter of cola.
What is that?
That's the answer to our question.
No.
It's a G. G for gram. Yeah, again, dead spots in the board, they don't always come out perfectly. Okay, go ahead, and we're going to skip exercise 4.
Yeah.
So, turn to the next page.
All right, guys.
Great. You got this. Okay.
No, I'm hoping you got this.
That's the whole thing. There's something that is for more than there. Did you get the whole lesson?
Okay.
Yeah, he'll want it.
I'll wait till you're ready.
Okay. You guys be quiet so we can get rid of it.
Right. Right. Right.
You're the one saying it. Okay, buddy.
It's more like your hydro class.
Oh yeah, it's really nice. I heard your hydro class.
let's look. Chantel solves 3 math problems in 4 minutes. All right. Let's look at the table, the chart. Where do we start? How do we fill it in? Nobody knows. Avery's the only one that knows. Avery. I'm sorry, Avery, there's talking up here. I can't hear you, and my ears are all stuffed up today. So there's, hold on. Okay. Good. Very good. So I'm going to put 4 in the first box, right? And then what? Plus 4, right? Put the 4. Then what? Good. And then, good. Okay. Plus 4 is what? Good.
28.
Thank you.
32. Got it.
And then what?
36. 40. Gotta go fast. 40.
Okay. All right. Any questions on how to complete that? Are we good? Zach, are you good?
No.
Okay. Let's look. It says Chantel has soccer practice on Thursday evening. She has a half hour. Guys, right here, and I know one of the strategies that we use was when you see numbers written out, go ahead and write it in actual numbers. Like if you see the word form, go ahead and write it in a number. So what is a half hour?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, okay? So 30 minutes, okay? Before practice to work on her math homework and to talk to her friends. She has 20 math skill work questions for homework, and she wants to complete them before talking with her friends. Here's our question. How many minutes will Chantel have left after completing her math homework to talk to her friends? Okay. Have left. Okay, sorry. Am I in your way, Zachary? Okay, right here. Use a double number line to support your answer and show all work. Okay, so from that chart, you're going to draw a double number line. All right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's draw our double number line. Okay, what are my 2 labels, guys? Yes, Mary?
What if we have to underline after completing?
Where are we? Where? After completing, thank you. Okay, what are our 2 labels on the double number line? Yes. Okay, so could I put H for homework?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what? Come on, guys. Okay, F for friends. Okay, talking to friends equals friends. All right, so actually, no. Guys, look right here. Let's go with what's in our chart. I'll go with homework, but we got to go with minutes, my friend. I like what you were doing, but this is just minutes, not necessarily talking to friends, okay? I like what you were doing, but these are just minutes, okay? These are homework questions. I'm going to put a Q there. Homework questions, all right? HQ, homework questions. All right, let's start with what's on our chart. All right, the first one, what can we put? 0, good. And then what? And then what? 3 and what? 4. Okay, our next one. And then? And then? No, we're not sure? Okay. Okay, then? No, where do we need to stop? No, where do we need to stop?
20. We need to stop at 20.
Wait, where do we need to stop? Talk to us, Wyatt. We're talking about 30 minutes, right? Now, let's look at number of minutes. That's why I relabeled right here, okay? Because we're talking about minutes. I don't see a 30, but where should we stop?
36.
32.
32 is plenty, right? 32, right here on my chart, okay? Good job, Wyatt. Good job. Sorry. Okay, so what's my next label?
19 and 24. 18 and 24, sorry.
Thank you. Y'all know I just listen to what you say, so don't mess with me up. Okay, 18 to 24, and then what?
21 to 28.
21, 28. This sucker here. And then 24 and 32, we reached it. Okay. Now I'm gonna take a minute. We're gonna look at what we're doing here. Most everybody, I'm sure, has a phone, cell phone, or access to a cell phone. Maybe you have your own. Just in case. Okay. So what's happened is, Chantel, or you, let's just put you in this. You have a half hour before practice, Zachary. Okay? No, I don't need all the comments. All right. Zachary has a half hour before practice. He's trying to get his homework done. All right? He's got 20 problems because Zachary's been on point most of the time. No. You really have been doing it. Okay, so he's got a half hour. Now, he's got 20 problems, but he's only got 30 minutes. Now, he wants to talk to his friends, right? Yeah, of course you do. Okay, all right. Okay, so he wants to talk to his friends. How long does he get to talk to his friends? That's what we're trying to figure out. So, wait a second. He's got 20 homework questions is the top label. Homework questions, the number of questions. Okay, so he's got 20. All right. Where does that fall? What did we do?
Wait, I'm kind of confused though, because how would Zachary exactly have time to talk to his friends and do his homework if that's up there on the chart it says 32?
This should be 27. Oh, your parents declined the time.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I know.
What? Talk to us.
You would have,
Smart.
All I'm asking you is where is that 20? Where do we mark that 20? Yes, Chanel.
Aloha.
Right here, guys. We're right here. Okay. Here's 19. Here's 20. And here's 21. Ugh. Hold on. I know. That's what I'm thinking with this big pen. Here's 20 right here. Okay, it's right before 21. How many spaces are between 18 and 21?
2. Or 1, 3.
How many spaces? Keyword is spaces. 3. So it's broken into thirds. Okay, but to get to 21, how many do we go? 2. Okay, so 2/3. Does everybody see what I'm finding? I'm worried about just this little part right here. I already know Zachary. We're talking about the minutes. Let's see. This is 24, right? This is a mess. Okay. I already know Zachary's used 24 of his minutes to get right here. Look at what I'm talking about, right, Zachary? You've already used 24 minutes. Right now, though, I'm looking for 20 questions right here. Zachary's already used his 24 minutes, but I need to know how much of these minutes he's going to use, between 24 and 28. Okay? So, what did you just tell me? How many spaces I have, how many total?
Yeah.
2 out of 3. So this is 2/3 right here. 2/3. Okay, does everybody see?
Yeah.
I heard a no. Okay, now Zachary's already used 24 minutes, right? All right. Any questions? Something is.
No, I just don't understand.
What am I missing?
I don't know, but I don't understand how it
Is there even a 30?
What is happening? That's my question. Yeah.
No, guys. Yeah. Go ahead.
You need the, we know we're 2/3 on the top, so we need the 2/3 on the
On the bottom. Right. So you have to multiply times 4. Thank you. I'll read this one. Okay. All right, guys. I knew I had to subtract the 30, and I was like, okay, guys, we're right here. So how does it go from 24 to 28? How many? 4. Okay. So we've got our 2/3. We've already gotten 24. Now we've got our 2/3. I need to do 2/3 times 4. Okay? Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So here, I've got 24. I'm going to do my 2/3 that I got at the top. I'm looking for how many minutes here. Okay? So 2/3 times 4 gives you what? Come on. Yeah, I am off today for sure. All right.
The board is like dead.
8 divided by 3. 8 divided by 3 is what?
2.
You can go in there 2 times. Yep.
2 and 2. No, it's not 8 divided 3.
Good.
It's 2 divided 8.
Good. Okay, so that's 2 and 2/3. Now, I've got 24, guys, plus 2 and 2/3. 24 plus 2 and 2/3. I'm going to stop right there. Do we understand so far?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So what does that give me total?
26.
26 and 2/3. Thank you. 26 and 2/3. All right. No, wait. How many minutes does Zachary have? Wait. How many minutes total does he have? 30. Zachary, you've used 26 and 2/3 minutes to work on your problems.
Yeah.
Okay? How many minutes do you have now to talk to your friend? Yes.
4 minutes and 1/3.
Wait a second.
4 minutes and
Wait a second. Avery. Okay. How'd you get that, Avery? Avery, there's a lot of talking over here. Hold on 1 second. This happened last time you tried to speak. I'm sorry. Okay. Try it one more time. Yep. Guys, yep. So 2/3 plus 1/3, that gets me to my next whole number, which is 27, 28, 29, 30. I've got 3 left, right? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, 3 and 1/3. So, Chantel has 3 and 1/3 minutes to talk to her friends. Well, Zach, I put Zach in there.
Yeah.
Did I?
Paul did ask him.
Where's Paul? Paul, talk to us.
Listen, guys.
Nice. Okay, great. Okay. So what he was saying is, instead of leaving this as a fraction, is that correct, Paul? Is that what you're saying? You're breaking it into seconds? Is that what I'm hearing? So he's saying there are 60 seconds in a minute. Divide that by 3 right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's 20, right?
Yeah.
So we can do this. Or I can add this. Or 3 minutes, 20 seconds. That's a C, yep. Okay? Nice work, Paul. Nice work. Instead of leaving it as that fraction, now, truly, how long do you have, Zach? 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay?
So Zach.
All right.
Wait. for my
Say number 2.
Are we good?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, actually, that question was count. But, like,
That question does.
what if, so, like, is he already at his practice? Or would we have to complete other practice? Would we have to, like, leave out time for Jack to
No,
get to his
you're
practice?
you're analyzing too much. But that's good. That's good. I like.
question has a
But
bunch
yes,
of
it
holes
starts
in it.
here. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. What, Courtney? I'm sorry. Do you have a question?
No, I said this question has a lot of holes in it.
I like how we start
It
with
has a
that, then
lot,
blank piece
period.
of paper, and then
All right.
totally just write a piece of paper.
Wait.
Ash, look at
Okay. Here's your homework, guys. On page 49, go ahead and tear that out.
Alright, right there. How do you do it? So you first go down, you go to the next page, let your massage.
Guys, go ahead, if you get that one out, go ahead and go to 55 and
Oh,
56.
it's still running.
Those out as well.
Hi, you guys.
Guys, page 53. Okay, we go quick on this because we're down to like 4 minutes. And I want to at least give you guys an example on building these equations off a table again. So during a particular U.S. Air Force training exercise, ratio of the number of men, number of women was 6-to-1. Use the ratio table provided below to create at least 2 equations that model the relationship between the number of men and the number of women participating in this exercise. So we've got a couple things we need to do. We need to use the ratio table provided, create at least 2 equations. So the first thing we need to do is fill out our table. So who thinks I got the first entry? Chanel? Awesome, although you ruined all my thunder. How many think she's right? Kind of gave it away. She's right. Okay, all of you are thinking 6-to-1, didn't pay attention to the order. Because here it said men to women was 6-to-1, but then they started my table with women, didn't they?
Yes.
Okay? Got to pay attention to the order. So what's my next entry going to be? What do you think, Waffles?
It's going to be 2 and 12.
How'd you get that?
Because I multiplied by 2.
So you're doing multiplicative?
Yeah.
Okay, so he did multiplicative. He said 2 and 12, so we'll keep on with that. So now I'm going to do times 3.
And then it'll be 4 and 8.
3 and 8. 1 times 3 is 4?
What? I said 3.
You said 4 and 18. I've got it on tape. Times 4 gets us 12 and 24. Times 5. 4. I was looking at that. Don't ask me why. 5 and 30. Okay, guys. Now, building our equation. Remember, so easy it should make you smile.
Yeah.
Start at my W, make my smile. W equals, my first value is a 1. My second value is a 6. The other equation is an M. Can I simplify that? No. It said at least 2. So I need to go the other way now. So start at min. Let's go this way. M equals 6 over 1 times W. Can I simplify that?
Yes.
Yes. So 6 over 1 is just 6. So there's 1 equation, 2 equations. Am I done?
Yes. Or no.
What else do I need to do, Brandon? You said yes. What? What can I simplify? So am I done?
No. Yes. 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 You're done. You got the equal answer.
I'm done. I filled out the table. I've got my 2 sentences. Do I need to answer in a full sentence?
Yes. Yes.
Technically, I did, right?
Yeah.
Who remember what's the definition of an equation?
What's this?
Mathematical sentence. So I've actually written 2 mathematical sentences here. Okay, good. Now, if 200 women participated in the training exercise, use one of your equations. Calculate the number of men who participated. So there's what I've got to do. Calculate the number of men. So, anytime I'm using an equation, guys, I want to use an equation that gives me what I'm solving for. So if I want to solve for min, do I want the m equals or the w equals?
M equals.
M equals. Good job. Well done, Wyatt. So I need the m equals, and I can start with just my generic equation, 6w. But did they give me the number of women?
Yeah.
So now I just substitute that number in for that variable. So I say m equals 6 times 200, or m equals 1,200. So am I done?
Nope. That.
Why are you not even writing, Waffles?
Oh.
Am I done?
Yes.
Why not? Full sentence answer.
Now we're done.
There were 1,200 men. Okay, module's up.
Why am I